Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope this finds you well to begin with our physical week of Aries. So, I hope all of you were able to read the the post for today. Yeah, which is which its topic is initiation. Initiation. So I know that many of you know me from the series Initiation in Gaia, and had no idea about what it was before. So just to let you know, when we were talking with the people from Gaia, what would be the name for the series? I said some words and eventually came up one of the words that they said it was the best one was initiation, because actually that is what we are doing. I guess that is the summary of everything that we do every day, of all information. So that's why is the topic we are going to talk about today. So first of all, what initiation means. Initiation comes from the word inire in Latin. That is two words. One is in, which is inside, and the other one is ire, that means to go. So inire means to start to move forward. Basically, is that the concept. So initiation talks about the concept, the action of starting to move forward. That would be the key of this. So in our cultures today, we have this word initiation related to two main concepts. One of them is in educational aspects, and the other one is related to hermetic concepts. Okay, so let's go to understand both of them so we can understand the rest of the information. So regarding the first topic, which is education, we use the word initiation to refer the moment when we begin, or the introduction of topics of information that we are starting to learn, like initiation on mathematics, initiation on music, initiation on medicine. So we speak about initiation. We speak about the initiation of things that we are gonna learn from, or gonna learn about. So basically, that's an initiation in terms of education, to start to doing something that you didn't know before. So the other way, besides the educational way, is the hermetic concept that we have, and the hermetic initiations. And it's related with education because hermetic is not something that is closed. That's how we see it today, something that is close to others. But hermetic comes from the name Hermes. Hermes is the name of the Greek god of communication, of teaching. So he was the one giving information to everybody. That Hermes that we know in Egypt as Thoth, and we know in the Roman culture as Mercury. So Hermes was the one that gave the information to the people to teach, for them to learn everything. So what happened when the monotheistic arrives to Europe and the Mediterranean? All the region starts to persecute, to go behind these free thinkers and these people that were studying in public squares. So they considered them wrong, something that was against God. So that's why the Hermes information start to be close. Occultism. So they were hiding. That's what it means. So not to get killed, basically. Okay. So that's why from that moment they started to be like very closed, very close societies and studies that they did these kind of initiations that most of the religions called like satanic. The Christians start to call them that they were doing things for the devil because they couldn't get what they were doing exactly. And that's why the ceremonies of initiations started to be, from our point of view today, like something really weird, something from the devil, kind of. So I hope that you got the idea of how it came. But as you see, both of them are related with the process of learning, with education. So the process of initiations has been a long story. So we have to go way behind in time to understand the process of how initiation became to be what we know today. So as I said, today we have initiation to or in according to issues, topics that we are going to learn about. So going back in the history, the initiations to something, to the studies, were something really forbidden during a long time in our history. So what they had to do was to organize this kind of puzzle that the people had to solve in order to show that they really had the attributes to or the will to go and study this information, that it was not someone like an enemy hiding to kill them. Okay, so that's why they did this kind of test that were like following clues, so they could really get into these occultism studies. So basically, in the last centuries, the idea of doing this kind of test for initiation are related to this test to protect the universities that were hidden in the underground, in the shadows. So so these kind of initiations were brought by the Kabbalistic philosophy in the Judaism. Why? Because inside the great religions of monotheism, the Kabbalah was one of the teachings that were making questions, that were telling people to doubt about all the things, even to doubt about the creation. So this is totally against what the main religions like Islam or Christianism were talking about. These two others were about certainty and faith in God, and the Kabbalah was about we don't know, I don't know, maybe, perhaps, so because of these questions, the main religion started to take Kabbalah as something really wrong, as something that is from the devil. So that's why they started to the hidden universities, the Hermetic university, started to use the Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic, as a way to create this hidden map, so that people could find the the hidden universities. Okay, so that's why also in England they started to call all these bad societies that were hidden as the cabal because of the Kabbalah. So today we have a misunderstanding of what is really the cabal, because a lot of people are saying that they are the bad ones, but this is an idea from the Christianism that started to call like this the people that were studying in the underground. So in the past 500 years, when the Renaissance started, we were also still in the Inquisition. So in Europe, the Inquisition was so strong that they were persecuting all these free thinkers. And in that same situation, the Renaissance started again as a way to look for something different. They brought all the concepts from the Middle East, from Greece, in arts, philosophy, the way of thinking. So they started to change everything, but they also were persecuted. So this is why they started to hide themselves until they were able to show their truth. Because remember, in the Renaissance, one of the main things that we can know or remember about is how they started to do all these statues again, nudes like in Greece. And of course, in the Inquisition, they were persecuted. So it was impossible to do it until the culture began so strong. But the whole thing during the Renaissance created the idea that these students were doing occultism, they were hiding, and that was kind of the same as Satanism for the religion. Okay, so in the last 300 years, in late 1700s, the Illuminism started to also spread in Europe, but they were persecuted again, and that created the idea of the Illuminati. Okay, in that time, so they were persecuted and they were hidden doing these studies until the states became until the laicism started in the states after revolutions. So before the Illuminism, way much before, we had also the Freemasons. The Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, you say like this, the people from Malta, the Templars, they were all parallel movements of the Christianism that kept the traditions of the initiations from way before. Rosicrucians, thank you. So until just 200 years ago, there was no universities. There were mostly the religious teachings, but there were not really universities as we know them today, that we have public universities, private universities, we have all this kind of knowledge of all the many things. But before, the universities were prohibited. So they were hidden. That's why in order for a student to reach the universal knowledge, they had to go through tests of initiations before and tests and initiations after. So the most known university that was hidden in Europe and also in the world, in the Americas, was the Freemasons. The Freemasons were following 33 initiations to reach the 33 degree. So they were what they were doing was exams to pass the test in each level. So now think about the university. It's the same. You have to study, you have a test, an exam, and you have to do it right in order to go in order to go to the next level, the next year, and so on. You go learning. So you go through these 33 steps, and in each one you have an initiation to tell you that you had gone through the next level. So this basically was that, but of course that that then they started to use it for power, for positions in politics, and so on. But basically, this all was made in order to learn, to access to the universal knowledge. So of course that that today is really easy to go to a university for the countries that has public university. Of course, the ones who doesn't have, maybe you have to become Masons to pay it, to pay for it. But the countries that we have free university, public university, sometimes we have to remember how important was how important it is to have that, because just 200 years ago this was impossible. This was almost impossible to reach the universal knowledge as we can do today. The rest. So I was saying that initiation is basically to learn something new. That's what it really means, to learn something new. So to initiate in something new. But when we listen this word in the spiritual world, it's usually related to weird stuff, because the initiations are done in an environment related to a culture, a religion, a tradition, by history. So that's why, for example, if now we naturalize the concept that Christian people every Sunday they go and drink and eat the blood and the body of their Savior. When someone from the outside listens to that, it's like, whoa, what are you telling to me? It's like, why they eat him? So it's really weird. So the Masons, they had an initiation also with a skull, where the wine was inside the skull instead of a cup, like in the Christianism. So they had the skull to drink the knowledge of the person. So we can say, which one is weirder? I don't know. It's culture. It's just a tradition. So initiations is not about the shape of the things, it's about the content of the things. The rest is just tradition. It's like if you go to another country and you judge the traditions of other countries just because you wasn't born there. So no, there are many ways to celebrate an initiation. That's it. So when we speak about the concepts of the traditions of the initiation, we have to remember that the traditions are related to things that happened before in the common days with the common tools for that moment. So a tradition is that you still use something that in that time was normal. That's why in some traditions of initiations they use swords, they use capes, they use candles and these kind of things. But because in that time when those ceremonies, celebrations were done, those were the normal tools. Okay, so of course that now by tradition some of us keep doing that, but actually it's just tradition to hold the idea of from where it became that tradition. But that's it. It's only that. So from Africa, Asia, Middle East, Europe, America, Australia, from all these territories, many traditions kept from this initiatic process. So all these initiatic traditions came from the old civilizations in the past, that they were built with the idea that they had to know God and understand the Creator. And the way to understand, to know the Creator, is through the knowledge of the things that the Creator has created. So it was not through the faith to the Creator, it was by knowing the things that the Creator has done. The body, the knowledge of the body, the knowledge of the soul, the knowledge of the spirit. So they created this kind of path and universities where they could go through tests, to exams, to prove their bodies, the knowledge of their bodies, the knowledge of their souls, the knowledge of their spirits, so they could get closer to the knowledge of God and to God itself, to the Creator itself. So this is why an initiatic path was created in the ancient civilizations like Egypt, like Mesopotamia, like the Atlantean civilizations. So now, from where this initiation path began in the civilizations, it came from much older, from very in another time, which is the first time when humans started to spread along the world, following the animals in the migrations. So when we were nomads, and we started to move through the planet, we did it because of the change of the weather. We were following the animals in their migrations and so on. So usually the animals were following lakes or wells inside the ground, or the flow of the rivers. So we humans, we also were following these rivers, and this was the reason why we started to understand that by moving ahead, we were learning new things, we were knowing many other places, we were reaching the divine, we were knowing about the stars, about the earth. So the cultures of that time understood that when they were moving through this kind of path, they were learning about the planet, the world, the nature, the animals, and also about themselves. So they could teach others. And that's why every year they would send the new ones to this kind of natural path in forests, the desert, the rivers, the mountains. They would send these young people to have this initiatic process in which they would understand the nature of the world. That's how it began, the tradition of learning, of acknowledging the world, and then, of course, to create the civilizations and this kind of initiatic path that developed into universities. So all this to try to understand what is an initiation. Basically, an initiation is the things that we do every day when we wake up. Every day we wake up, we are initiating something, a new day, something new, okay? So something new to learn. Every time that we learn something, for tiny that it could be, is an initiatic process. Every time that we are moving forward to do something new, to learn something new, to share something new, we are doing an initiatic process. So the good thing about the initiation is that it's not reactive, it's active. This means that reactive would be if something is pushing me to do it, So I react and I do it, but an initiation process is acting, is taking action because it's something that I am willing to do. It's something that I am willing to learn. That's why that's an initiation. So what we are doing in this path, in the path of the I am, is an initiatic process. We are doing an initiation, which is day by day we are learning something new. So throughout all this long process of the year, 2 years, we are learning something every day, and the initiatic process will be the 22 of February 2022. So that would be the moment of the initiation to end with this process. So I said the date, not the place. So it doesn't matter if you cannot come to Egypt. You will be also connected live streaming. We are gonna be sharing all of this online too. Okay. So the physical week invite us to make an initiatic path, even if we are doing the lockdown inside our home. It's just to practice during these days what it is to do an initiatic path. So the task for this week will be to create our own initiatic path. So it doesn't matter if you do it inside your home, in the garden, or in the neighborhood, or in the entire village or city you are in, or in the entire region. It doesn't matter. Whatever it's better for you to be adapted to. This is just a practice, okay? So what we are going to do is to decide for which size will be our initiatic path, and we will attach in our concepts which chakra will be related to which place in our space. So I can choose whether a church, a school, etc., or the bathroom, the kitchen. Okay, so whatever you feel to connect with the chakras, we are going to work in this path. So in the post for today, I wrote at the end, in each chakra, which places could be. So we have to choose 9 places. We have 9 chakras. So 9 places within our house, in the neighborhood, or in the city, whatever. You just choose the place, and whether it is inside your house or in the entire city, you pick these 9 places and then you put in each one of them the attribute of one chakra. Si es una casa. So for example, if it is a home, I would say the heart chakra is the kitchen, the sacrum is the bathroom, the root chakra is the bed, for example. So don't do it on a paper and think about, I'm doing my path on a paper, okay? Or on a table, I put stones and I decide each one of the stones is a chakra and I do my path mentally. No, we are not doing that. We need to walk the path. So we have to, even if you want to put, I don't know, a glass of water, a stone, a plant, whatever, to refer to that chakra, but it should be separated in different places because you have to walk to those places. You have to practice it by walking. Okay? So, yes. So just to let you know, every day we are gonna go to a specific place, to a specific spot. Tomorrow is the day of the third eye. So tomorrow we go to the third eye. Everyone, we go there to the spot that refers to the third eye. So don't follow, don't make the mistake here. What I said in the blog is that the alignments would be in the other side this week. The alignment, but the days are going exactly as I explained it. Okay, third eye. Tomorrow is the third eye. So tomorrow we start the third eye. We go. We do the task there. The task I will say tomorrow, of course. We go do the task there. The next day, the throat chakra. The next day, the heart. Okay. So according to the day, and the crown chakra will be done the 10th day in the Taurus, because the Taurus come back to the crown chakra. So each day we're gonna go and do a different task all together, everyone together. So this week will be a practice for what we are gonna do then in the blue moon in August. So remember, the alignment will be this week will be from below above. Okay, down going up. So that's the change that we are going to do during the alignments, but the days are the same. The days tomorrow, third eye, the other day, throat chakra, and so on, going down. Okay. So let's go to the information for today. Today we changed vibration. The vibration for today is Ha. The statement for today is I am the universal designer. So the reason why is I am universal designer is because the sound Ha in the Atlantean alphabet means designer, the one that designs the reality. And the letter A, the sound A, means the universe, the beginning. The code for today is Saturn. The second greatest gaseous planet is the most characteristic one of our solar system for its rings made of rock and ice that give it its beautiful form. It's considered in mythology as the father of several gods, called the god of time, Chronos. It's considered to consume the energy of everything, bringing it to death so that it can resurrect in a new life. So it's known as the karma's master, who tests us. For this, its weight turns our waste into fertilizer for a new harvest. Satis from satisfied, or Satur from seeding, from sowing. Okay, let's go to the alignment. Sit comfortable, close your eyes, and concentrate in your breathing. I become aware of the space that surrounds me, the body I inhabit, and my own breathings. And I picture below my feet a light representing the anchor of my body in the shape of a divine spark. And I ignite it like a fire. I feel this divine spark ascend to my knees, to my ankles. I observe this fire in my feet, surrounded by 2 lakes, one in each foot, rising up as 2 streams of water, one white and the other one blue. At night, these 2 rivers in me. I feel the spark going up to the knees with the water. I feel these 2 rivers, white and blue, get together in my knees, feminine and masculine, burning with the fire, the heat of the sand around. I am created by these 2 forces. I ignite this fire in my history. I feel the snake of light, the spark of fire rising up to my root chakra. I feel both forces, the Mother Creator and the Father Creator, both together in me as fire and water. The 2 forces igniting in me. I ignite this spark, activating the snake of light. With deep breath, I ascend the snake to the sacrum. I feel the strength of creation, the islands in the river of light, the womb of the mother Isis, creating the entire humanity. Its force lives within me. I recognize its power of creation within, and I ignite the temple of creation within me. I arise this force of the fire to the plexus between the shadows and the lights. Following the light of the fire snake, the river Nile within me, I activate the temples for the self, the light of who I am. I ignite the being that I am, with its shadows and its lights. I irradiate. I ascend with this river of light to the heart. I ignite within me the temple of creation, of love, the cube, the house of the light, Hathpur. And through the love and beauty, I irradiate the flower of life through the waters of this flow. I ignite the life in me. The snake of light and water goes up through the throat chakra. Through my voice, the 12 rays of light and truth shines from the sun that is in me, irradiating the truth of the universe. I ignite the light in the process of learning and teaching what I am. Rise up the light and water of this divine river to my third eye. And ignite the light through my eyes, reflecting the eyes of the Sphinx, watching, staring at me, watching deep to my real truth. I really are. I ignite the lion, the keeper of my consciousness. And I rise up this light, this river, in a delta of light. I activate the crown in this delta with all the rivers that enlight the crown of my inner Nile. And within the pyramids, the octahedrons that connect me with all the dimensions of my being. I ignite this seed of my spirit. I recognize now that this is the initiatic path of the entire world, of all humanity living within me. I am the sacred path of the Nile. I am the one who designs this path. I am the universal designer. I am the universal designer. I am the universal designer. I am, I am, I am. Take a deep breath and start to massage, caress all your physical body, recognizing the path that I go through. And each one at its own time, come back here and now. And once we activated the initiatic path of the Nile within ourselves, we begin with our own path along this week. Thank you everybody for being here another day, and see you tomorrow at the same time.